Oh, shit.
Hello, everyone. This is lovely Michelle, and we are having some audio difficulties. I'm actually not able to hear her well, hoping that the audience can hear her and hoping that maybe I can hear it through
Can you
the
hear
live
me?
broadcast. So
Let's see if you can hear me through the Facebook.
That the audience can hear her and so it's a bit of a delay, but so go ahead, Michelle. It'll be a bit of a delay as we talk, just because I'm hearing it through the phone, but we'll just go ahead and start. And I appreciate your yes to do this and share your story publicly of what happened in your 40-day journey, your private 40-day journey through Choose Life Eating. So I'll let you go ahead and share. Tell us a little bit where you were before you began Choose Life Eating, what it was that led you to even say yes to Choose Life Eating, and we'll just start there.
Well, I think for me, I've been on every diet and the up and down roller coaster of that journey. And when I met Kristen, it just felt like it was perfect timing. And that is what I needed to really just kind of do something different. And I liked the model of your program because it really focused more on the journey and your body, and it wasn't so rigid with you got to eat this at this time, you have to do this at this time. And having that faith base was something that was really important to me because I don't have like a super strong growing up with that. So I wanted to have something that kind of spoke to me on that side and, kind of build my relationship with God through my fitness and wellness journey.
So tell us a little bit, had you tried diets in the past of having those do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs? You can have this, can't have that. You can only have this, and at this time, and these are the only set amount that you can have. Maybe even measuring and weighing. I know there's a lot of measuring and weighing of X amount of ounces only. So how do you had that experience in the diet industry? Oh, he's such a sweetheart. He's just a baby. Love him.
Yeah, I have had those journey or those diets, and I've done probably every one you can imagine, and they work for a little bit, but they're really hard to maintain. And for me, you get off of one day and then it's 2 days that you're kind of going off the plan. And then before you know it, you're just completely off the rails. And it's hard because it feels like it was a failure. And then you just want to give up because it's like, I can't do this. Or you go on vacation and everything is so rigid and it doesn't work, or going out with friends or your family to a restaurant, pre-COVID, of course. So it just felt like it was always going to be a fail. And I knew what to eat. I know how to eat. I know when to eat and all of that, but none of that was working. You need something that was going to hold me to more accountability with myself internally.
Okay, just want to say again, your eyes are so captivating. They're just beautiful. They're just the best eyes. So hair. Pretty, so blue. Okay, so they're a little distracting. They're so beautiful. But tell me, you mentioned a little bit about what drew you to Choose Life Eating was that spirit, soul, body, that component. At the same time, was that little bit interesting or too mystical, or did that resonate, just give you peace immediately, or how does that even work? What does that doesn't even make sense, inviting God in that space? Tell me a little bit about that, where you were with that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything that I'd ever heard of or seen put together. And I thought, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And when I sat down with you and really talked about what your program was, it just clicked with me. And I'm sure I probably cried because I've cried several times along this journey. And it just felt like, you have like this feeling in your heart, like everything just feels like it's right. And that I was meant to meet you at that time. And all of it was just divine intervention as far as I'm concerned. And it just felt like it was the piece that was missing to all of my diet up and down journey.
So I talk about a shift, a transformation that will happen, and that is the spirit, soul, body component. It is not just like we're only looking for the scales or the numbers to drop on the scale, or it's not just body focus, and it's not soul focus of, come on, Michelle, this is all on you, all that grit, all that grind, focus, focus, focus. If you're not doing a good job, then something's wrong with you. It's not a soul. It really is losing weight in the body, losing weight in the soul, some old mindsets, some old motivations and reasons, maybe bad habits and approaching food differently, but living spirit-led. So I talk about this shift that occurs. When did you experience the shift? And maybe described, because everyone's shifts happens differently, and it happens, the when is different, and the how and kind of the what, it fleshes out differently. And so do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, I would say that my shift probably happened pretty early. I would say in the first couple of weeks. Just like I said, I didn't grow up in a religious home or, going to church, and I didn't really have that strong relationship with God. And having the daily verse and having you kind of, go through and relate that verse to the food journey it was like mind blowing. I'm like, this makes total sense. And seeing it from a different perspective, I just completely shifted, and I thought, okay. And it's like, all the things that are right about food and what you need to give your body and what you don't, but like having it in this program and this perspective really just kind of cinched it all together for me. And you had made an analogy about gas, and that we put high performance or we can put low performance and the things that we put in our body. And I was like, that is brilliant, because it stuck with me ever since you said that, because I'm like, that makes total sense. You're going to put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out, and you're going to, so you can make your choices. You can eat whatever you want. You have that control, and the outcome is going to be whatever you chose. And so not having the, what's the word? Like the grip on you, where other diets it's just like, oh, you absolutely cannot have that, and you can't eat beyond this hour, and you can't do this and can't do that. And not having that freedom, you think would make you completely just do whatever. But we've had that freedom. We've been doing that forever, and it's not working. So having that freedom, but in your program, I didn't feel like I needed the freedom, if that makes sense. Like I knew that it's like, okay, yeah, I can go eat that if I want. I can go drink a Coke, which is my nemesis, but how am I going to feel after? And am I going to feel like at the end of the day that I gave a 10? And it was just, a pretty instant mind shift.
I 100% agree with you. It's like when if someone says, don't think of the pink elephant, don't think of the pink elephant, don't think of the pink elephant. So you think of the pink elephant. So when you have you can't have this and can't do that, it's, you feel more in bondage and feel stifled because you can't have it. But when you have the freedom to have it, but then having just the healthy maturity of now, okay, you evaluate, is this high octane fuel for you? Is this low octane fuel for you? And you get to decide, and you get to choose what your body needs and how it's affected by it. Then somewhere in having that freedom and then connecting to the God spirit inside you, that empowerment, you then use your freedom to choose life instead of being enslaved to make these choices of death. Like, I can't have this and can't, but I will have that, and sabotage and it's not, you don't fall into the vicious cycle. I love that. That's beautiful. So tell us, do you feel like this is, the Choose Life Eating is something that you can use for a lifetime? Or did you feel like it's a diet? Now that I'm done with the 40 days, I can't really use that. It's not practical through my traveling or through my different work days and my different schedules? Or do you feel like, no, I now know how to eat no matter what is happening in my day or season? Or talk a little bit about that and how does that work for you?
Yeah. It's definitely something that you can do for a lifetime, and because it's to me, it's not a diet. It's a life, and it's a life that you choose how you want to, for better lack of words, how you want to serve your body, and you make those choices every day. And no matter what, whether you're traveling, whether you work a job that it's hard to, there's a vending machine over here, or you can choose to bring your food. Like, it all comes down to your own personal choices and how you are going to decide to give back to your body. And you can do that for a lifetime. There's no rigid, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to go and prep. Well, you still need to prep your food, but you know what I mean? Like, it's so rigid. I got to have my chicken and my broccoli, and I have to have them all set up so I eat every 2 hours, and I'm doing this and doing that. Not having that restriction, it makes it so much easier just to live life, and you make choices while you're living. So definitely something I have and will continue to do for the rest of my life.
I love it. I also say that this is such a domino effect into once you begin choosing life in this area. And I love the area of food and eating because everybody does it every day, hopefully, right? Every day it's a blessing that we get to eat. And so to have life and freedom in this space and have intimacy with the Lord, like this is a space that we're truly in conversation and intimacy with him in, like we can find him then intimately in other everyday activities. They're not too mundane, they're not too meaningless, they're not too little. And so did you find more beauty and life and freedom and significance in other areas of your life because of this? Or did you feel like, no, I really focused, it was just food and eating for me? Or did it start to have a domino effect in other spaces?
I would say that it did. When I started this journey with you, I was going through a lot of stuff personally, both health-wise and I'm not going to cry, and with my mental health and just dealing with things like that. And so having this at that time really helped me focus on all areas of my life and where maybe was things that were lacking that I needed to work on. And it really was a domino effect because I'm like, okay, if you can do this in one area of your life and focus on your health and your wellness, then that includes everything. And it's not just even about, eating the right foods and drinking all my water, but how you make your body feel is going to affect everything else in your life. And, it's helped my emotional, mental health. And, really grounding myself and having that relationship with God has helped too. And having things to go to kind of give me peace and that I can handle things. And just like this program, everything is a choice, and I choose to show up one way or another, and showing up, being ready to serve myself in the best way has affected everything.
I just want to tell you, I thank you. And I want to just publicly say, you're amazing. Michelle is such a rock star. And because she just kind of went deeper a little bit, I just want to say I was able to walk through in her 40 days, in those 6-week season, other things were coming up, and she was seeing a doctor on and had different procedures. And I'm telling you, she's a fabulous, beautiful overcomer on so many levels. And I was just in awe. And I will always treasure being intimately in your life during that space because it was such a precious season. And you're just amazing. Just amazing, truly.
Thank you.
Truly.
Make me cry.
Truly. And what a beautiful 2021. And I mean this, that 2021 is still young. And because of I kind of feel like where there's such a mirror effect. And so as low in the natural things may seem and feel, it says high, it's high in the spirit. And so I feel like, as it felt like, if things went low, I feel like you just went so high in the spirit. And I think things always happen in the spirit first. And so because there was such a beautiful high in the spirit that the Lord took you, like, you're going to start to see the fruitfulness of that. And your perseverance and strength is off the charts gorgeous. And it's an honor to be your sister. And I will always value having that closeness during the season. So finally, what would you say to somebody who is considering Choose Life Eating?
I would say that, first, thank you, because that was very nice. And I feel the same. You have like an aura about you that is so warm and welcoming, which makes it an easy decision to be a part of your group, because if anybody's going to lead me on this journey, I want it to be somebody who has such a wonderful heart. And you really are, like, every time you talk, I'm just like, oh, it's like angels. I don't know what it is, but you're just very calming, and that helps. And sorry, dog barking. But I would say, you really have to just look at what it is that you want. And, do you want to keep going on these diets and that are just going to go up and down? Or do you really want to find the peace that you need with food and with your health and, your internal whatever is going on with you? This program is going to help you get there. And like I said, it's a domino effect. Everything else is going to be affected by your journey when you go through this program. And just, go for it. Kristen is a great leader. She's a great mentor, and she's a great friend. And she's going to guide you every step of the way, both during the 6 weeks and after. And you're going to be your biggest advocate, your biggest cheerleader, and I couldn't have done it without her.
Thank you. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined in this conversation, and to those who will maybe watch it later. It is an honor that Michelle would so choose to share a bit of her journey, her story in Choose Life Eating, really for you. She's revealing that for you, to encourage you to take a step towards true, lasting life and freedom in the space of food and eating, to truly break free from the hold that food has had on you. You can take weight off your body with this system, weight off your soul, old motivations, old habits, old mindsets, and really live in intimacy with God, living spirit-led in this space. It is available for all. The shift happens for all. The transformation, it rolls out uniquely and special for all, but it happens. And so if you have any interest in Choose Life Eating, we actually are launching our next group next Monday. Every 6 weeks, I open up a boot camp next Monday, but you can message me, and if Monday's too soon, still message me, and I'd love to put you on the list for, I think the end of July is when I'll be doing the next one. And so for that to happen, and absolutely, again, 2021 is young. You can have this transformation and make 2021 a marked year for you. And lose that 2020 souvenir, right?
Yes.
Lose those extra pounds in 2020. So.
Yeah, start Monday. Don't wait till the end of July. Just start now.
Michelle,
just make the decision.
Again.
You're welcome.
I love you, and I appreciate you. Okay, stop.
It's still going.
Okay, so I'm going to call you now because just one second.
Is it still going?